seems to be loving Hollywood, though. She appears to be making the switch from pop star to actress, revealing her 2026 Eternal Sunshine tour will be her last hurrah. That's a big statement to be making this early in her career.
I know, but doesn't it give you like flashbacks to Cher? Remember how Cher kept announcing that it was her final tour and it never was? Ariana never gives us specific plans for her upcoming tour, but made it clear that she thinks that this is her final run for the foreseeable future. She explained that exploring projects beyond music has helped her feel more in touch with herself, and she's clearly handsy, and with her creativity. So, I mean, go forth. Good luck. Hopefully you're not as physical with your next co-star.
Or they, I mean, it's weird that two characters like this have found each other, unless it's all an elaborate act, which many people think it is, that two curious characters have found each other in these film interviews. Wow. In fact, there's too much of it. I was going to play some clips this week and there was too many. There was too many. I was overwhelmed.
We're in the United States and members of, I don't know, is she Gen Z? She probably is Gen Z, Billie Eilish, singer. I don't
23
know.
Years old.
There you go. So so she's definitely Gen Z. And as Gen Z people want to do, she seems to be a bit of a socialist, despite the fact that she has millions and millions of dollars in the bank. 53
That's the only way to be a socialist.
Yeah, well, correct. Well, if you look at Zoran Mamdani, who by this time tomorrow will be well on his way to becoming the mayor of New York, most probably. His biggest support is from high-income earners in New York, right? Because, you know, you've got to have money to afford to be a socialist.
Sorry, I interrupted.
So that's all right. So she's got $53 million in the bank herself. It's more than 100 million Australian dollars. She has plenty of coin. She is a famous singer. So she wins an award at the Wall Street Journal's Innovator Awards in New York last week, and she gets up to give her acceptance speech. And as a multi-millionaire, what does she have to say?
If you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No hate, but yeah, give your money away.
Because the cutoff for being too rich is always beyond how rich I am. It's okay to be a multi-millionaire, but if you're a billionaire, that's bad. Now, she said she's going to give $11.5 million in money that she's made out of one of her latest albums to charity. Good on her for doing so. But that still leaves her in the order of slightly under $40 million in her bank. So she's not doing too badly. Well, I mean, why is it billionaire that's bad? I mean, look,
because there were billionaires in the room. Mark Zuckerberg was in the room.
And clearly far more evil than her, because they've made more money than her and she's just a battler who's trying to get by.
She said no hate, but, you know, why do you need millions?
No.
It's a fair question.
Why do you need millions? I mean, this is the...
She's given 20% of her wealth away.
Well, yeah, but she's going to make more money. I mean,
of course she will.
Sorry, so if you're giving away 20% of $50 million, I don't think you can tell me that you're such a wonderful, virtuous person, because why not give away 99% of it? Why should you have, and this is the argument of socialism and communism, why should you have any more money to your name than you need to survive? And if her argument is that billionaires have too much money, why does she not also have too much
I think
money?
people are making too much of this. She was at a Wall Street Journal event, which is populated by a lot of very, very wealthy people. She's 23 years old, right? So she probably lacks some nuance, and she's full of vigour and zeal for changing the world. And so she's standing there looking at a lot of very wealthy people. She's just decided to give away $11 million. And she says, you know what, if you're a billionaire, why do you need to be a billionaire? No hate, but you should give some of it away. I don't think she should be criticised for being a hypocrite. She's just a young person who's passionate, talking to wealthy people I don't think she's a
No,
hypocrite.
I mean, I don't think she's a hypocrite at all. I think the fact that she's given away 11 million USD at such a young age is very impressive and well done to her. I think what annoys me about this is the implicit assumption here that if you are a billionaire, you're bad,
Yeah,
or you
good.
should be
I agree with
ashamed,
that.
or you shouldn't exist at all as a billionaire. And somehow the fact that you are that rich is because you've exploited the system. Someone else has suffered to get you to be that rich. That is false. Also, you bring up, well, why doesn't she give away 99% of her wealth? It's funny because Mark Zuckerberg, who was in the room, who we can infer she was speaking to, has pledged to give away 99% of his wealth. Yet that didn't get a mention, didn't get an acknowledgement at all. And the other thing that really annoys me is the lefties always complain about billionaires and wealthy people, but when wealthy people give their money to institutions, they then get mad, but they'll still take the money. For example, Mark Zuckerberg, he gave $75 million to a San Francisco hospital. They wanted to put his name on the hospital, and the lefties and the activists threw a massive fit, but they still kept the money. So the left are hypocrites on this issue, and the idea that you shouldn't be a billionaire is just false. We should celebrate wealthy people. We should celebrate people who have added value to society. But as well, it is, I mean, as the Bible says, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Being wealthy has its own issues and its own downsides as well. So it's just very simplistic, very naive, very Zora Mamdani.
Was it Woody Allen? You quote the Bible, I'll quote Woody Allen. He said, money can't make you rich, but I'd sure like to give it a... Sorry, money can't make you happy, but I'd sure love to give it a go.
It did certainly solve a few problems.
It would.
I never thought this money, doesn't make you happy, doesn't buy you happiness. Look, it could buy me a hell of a lot of things that I think would go a long way to doing it.
Well, speaking about...
Sorry, just on that. I reckon she deserves credit for that, rather than... She's absolutely got smashed in the media.
No, look, good on her for donating the money.
It's
but
just
my
an
point
easy
is...
pot shot to say, oh, you're a hypocrite, why don't you give away everything you've got?
But it's also an easy pot shot to say if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire?
Not if you're a millionaire who's just given away 11 million.
No, I think it is.
20%.
Because it's inferring that you are better than the billionaire, right? Just go and quietly give your money away. Why does the world need to know you're giving your money away? And why do you need to be criticising other people for gaining wealth, particularly when many of those people, Mark Zuckerberg you mentioned, I mean, Bill Gates, loads of billionaires have pledged to give away the vast majority of their wealth over their lifetime because they acknowledge that they are extremely rich. She's doing the same thing to some degree. Who cares? Good for you.